everyone, welcome to Kingdom Youth Network. I do hope you're having a good day. I'd like to provide you with training today, and today's topic is let's talk about rights. Everyone has rights, and sometimes perhaps you might not be too clear on what those rights may be, or perhaps the rights that you're being provided with in your school conflicts with the rights that you're experiencing in your household. So let's talk about your rights. There are basic rights that you have as a young person. So you have a right to shelter, to food, to clothing, to be kept alive, basically. So these are your basic rights. But then there are other rights that you may have that you are not necessarily aware of. You have a right to clean your room. You have a right to make your bed. You have a right to help out around the house. You have a right to make a contribution to society and to be a valuable member of society. These are also your rights, and it's important that you start to understand that you do have more rights than you possibly utilizing at this present moment. So how should you handle your rights? Well, number one, Dr. Murdoch does say that gratitude is the seed for more. So when you are being exposed to just your basic rights like food, clothing, shelter, particularly in the West, then you should be grateful. Why? Because if you go on the internet or if you go on the news, you will find that there are some other children in other societies who don't even have access to these basic rights. They don't have sufficient food to eat. They have tattered clothing. They don't have a place to lay their head. So these are things that you have, and perhaps you're taking those things for granted. But today I want to encourage you to become grateful for the things that you have, and that will create the opportunity to get more things in future. So be grateful, show gratitude to your parents. Just say thank you, tell them you appreciate their contribution, and be grateful. Another important thing to be conscious of when handling your rights is to be careful as opposed to being wasteful. I'm someone as well, when I go to buffets, which I haven't been in a very long time, I tend to take too much food and put too much food on my plate, and I end up wasting the food. So I don't encourage you to do that, particularly in your home. I don't do that at home, but I do that when I go to buffets. So I'm working on this. And I also want to invite you to join me as well. Try to be careful and not wasteful. If you're someone who likes to eat, take what you need to eat at home, and then if you need more, then you can go back for more, as opposed to taking too much and then throwing some of the food in the bin. That's being wasteful. Remember again that there are people in other societies that don't have enough food to eat. So if you have food to eat, be careful with what you have and not wasteful. Be careful with the things that your parents purchase for you. If they purchase a phone for you, a tablet for you, you show your gratitude by being careful and responsible where those things are concerned. Look after them. Don't just break them, like you get a phone today and you break it next week. That's not being careful. That's not being responsible. So be careful so that when you ask for more things, then they can look at what you've already they can look at your track record and say, okay, he's actually quite responsible with that. We'll get him that, or we'll get her that. So be careful with what you have. When should your rights be increased? When you have proved that you can be responsible. Once you have a proven track record, like your parents can see that when they purchase things for you, you don't break them within a week or break them within a month, that you look after your things. Once you've shown that you can be responsible with your bedroom, you can be responsible with your gadgets, you can be responsible with your time. So if you are allowed to go for a party or to your friend's home and you have a curfew, that you keep that curfew, you have shown that you can be responsible. And then what will happen is that your parents will feel more comfortable and more confident to increase your rights, because you have shown that you can be responsible. So there's a very strong link between your rights and your responsibilities. Once you have shown that you can look after your bedroom, that you can look after your gadgets, then perhaps your parents might be inclined to purchase a car for you because they know that you will look after your vehicle as well. The same concept applies in the workplace. Once you have shown that you can look after a budget of £1,000, £5,000, then more than likely your employers might decide to provide you with a larger budget of, let's say, £500,000, but it's gradual. So your rights in the home, your rights within the restrictions of your parents' home, it prepares you for the larger world. Once you can show that you can look after your bedroom and put things where they're supposed to be, you'll take that same concept into the workplace. You'll meet your deadlines, you look after your team, and then that will lead you to have bigger opportunities. Why? Because you have shown that you can be responsible in the small things. So being responsible in small things helps to prepare you for responsibility with bigger things. These are my tips for you today. Please feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. Until next time, from my heart to yours, do take it easy. Bye.